Hello everyone, so this time I'm going to be playing a little bit of Tumbleseed, which is kind of a roguelike type game, but with this like weird dexterity component. It's apparently inspired by a Taito dexterity game called, what was it, Ice Cold Beer? So you sort of have limited resources, which are crystals. I currently have one. That's what that tally type thing is on the left hand side of this bar I'm moving. So I'm gonna plant one in here as the heart, which gives me one heart piece on the right, because you've got a limited amount of sort of soil beds to plant things in, and then you use one of your abilities to like relate to it. So you can use a crystal with the flag seed in one of the soil beds to put a checkpoint anywhere you want. Anyway, it's probably best if I just continue on. So I'm going to pick up. Right. So I'm going to. Instead of, because I'm out of crystals, I'm going to use the crystal ability. So every 3 times you go over a soil bed as the crystal one, you'll generally drop, like be able to grow 2 crystals. Yeah, it's. I think it's one of those things that will make more sense if I show you than if I try and tell you, because obviously my words are really failing me at the moment. Okay, so I've got 3 crystals. That'll be enough for the 4th heart. Or I can make 3 thorn vines. I'll do that. Oh, and by the way, you see these spikes? They're instant kill. What happens is if you fall down one of the holes, you'll go back to the last checkpoint, but those spikes will kill you no matter how much health you've got. So we've now currently got that pink enemy type flying thing there is coming straight at us. So I'm going to try and stab it with one of these thorns. There we go. And of course it drops some crystals there. And of course the more thorns you surround yourself with, like the closer together they are. So then there's also that sort of element of... Ah, right. You'll see next, like slightly up and to the right of where the spikes are there. Can you see the little blue thing? That's a bomb. If I want to get that crystal there, I'm going to have to activate the bomb and run away. That's going to be pretty risky. Okay, I'm going to try and go up and across this thing that I'm right next to. But I'm probably going to die. I'm just going to admit that right now. Right. Because basically you're trying... Because for some reason it's like minutes in and I haven't mentioned that I'm rolling... You have to roll your hero character around using this stick thing. Right, I think this is probably going to be too short, but let's try anyway. There we go, just got past. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get past. Let's see if we can get this slug out of the way first. Okay, because I wasn't sure if it was going to clip against one of the pits and then turn around. All the enemies have like very specific attack patterns. No, I wasn't able to get through without getting hit. But hey, I'm going to get another heart in a second. Might as well pick up that crystal, considering, well, I feel like I've earned it since I got hit. So halfway through each of the 4 biomes, I think I've only ever got to almost the end of the second biome. you get one of these little gates here. So I'm going to use that. And in one of these, you get a new ability. Or rather, it gives you one of 2 random abilities, and you can pick which one. So, oh, I should probably also mention that above us, we can you can try in these 2 purple portals here. You can try either of them before you actually actually pick one. So the flood fruit, as you can see in the image, it fills the pitfalls with water, so you can just go over the top of them. That might be quite useful in the next area. But also at the same point, I could use the Rayflower and put traps down. Now the problem with the Rayflower is that you can hurt yourself with it as well, and I often do because I don't get the timing right when I'm going past, and I end up hitting myself. I think I'll save that for the next area though, and I'll try and stock up on hearts for now. Oh no. Very nearly fell down that pitfall. Oh, and also, the further you fall down, like, so the further it's been since between the pitfall you fall down and the last checkpoint you placed, and so I guess I'll place a checkpoint at maybe not, maybe this one. I'll just wait for the slug to go past just to be careful. The longer it's been, and of course the further you fall, the more hearts you lose from falling down that pitfall. So there we go, we make a new checkpoint there. I think I'll just play it safe and go by towards the wall. So I'm out of crystals, so I'll just use the crystal ability on this. So one more and I should get another 2 crystals. Is any of this making any sense? Oh, by the way, that enemy up at the top is quite dangerous. Because the slugs, you know, they just sort of move back and forth in a pattern and don't really cause that much of a problem. Basically, if this thing sees you, it will dive bomb at you. So let's just see if we can get that to trigger. There. So yeah. There's and now we've got a spider in the top right. The spiders are probably the most difficult enemies you can get in the early sections of the game. I'm gonna start putting thorns out just in case. Just because, you know, it's airborne like a good chunk of the time. Oh, right. So I'm just going to try and go past now. I'm going to make a mistake in a sec. I'm sure of it. You know, it's a good job there's like this little thing, like sort of spirit level thing in the middle. Oh, avalanche. There's an avalanche. Again, avalanche is an ability you can get yourself, but I think you can also harm yourself, like with the ray flowers that I haven't used yet. Oh, I'm not doing great here. Oh, right. So I'm down to 1 heart already. Come on. Let's see if I can get these planted before I move on and get attacked by the thing. Right, so we're to the second town. We can at least pick up more crystals and plant stuff here. So there's this guy you're seeing, like here, where about level where I am. You can see, like, if you can speak to anyone, they'll have, like, this little speech bubble type type logo next to them. And you just have to move your hero into that to speak to them. Basically, that guy, I think you give them 8 crystals and they will give you 12 if you survive to the next area. I think that's it. Right, what do I need? Right, so plant that. There's no more in this area, so let's see. I think I'll just. Right, so you see this portal-y type thing here? If you do enough quests, you can just like automatically teleport to this second town. And the reason why I just went from the beginning was because I assumed, oh hey, I'll have loads more hearts, and I sometimes do have more hearts. Gain hearts for killing enemies. Okay, this will probably help me quite a bit. Auras can be dropped when you get hit, so that's gonna be a thing. Anyway, let's just go on. So I've got 1 crystal, and if I'm able to plant 1 seed as the heart, then I've got 2 hearts, and I won't immediately die. So let's see, are there any beds nearby? No. What we've got to look out for now is these really horrific eels. You'll know when you see them. Okay, so that's my first death of the video. So yeah, Tumbleseed is very difficult. And I feel, it doesn't feel quite so. Doesn't feel unfair exactly, but it is very much asking a lot of you. I best just turn in that quest while I'm here. You seem to not be able to pick up the next quest until you die again. So that's a thing. It's a bit weird. But yeah. So let's just... I don't know what I was going to say. Let's just continue on, I guess. So yeah, if it wasn't sort of clear, I'm having to move this around. I'm having to manipulate both analog sticks at the same time, and it's very finicky. And if I play this game for too long, I find like the backs of my hands are sort of like clamped up. Like I find that I sort of like let out a really audible sigh sometimes if I when I get around to pausing it, just because of the amount of sort of stress it puts me through. So there's another bomb there. Trying to think what would be the best path to avoid it. And is that oh, almost got hit by the spikes there. Is that that bit of soil there, is that within its attack range? Guess we'll find out in a second. I'll try and be as careful as possible. There we go. Sort of edge past if I can. And there's another one there. See, these things aren't too much of a problem because they just sort of like... Oh. They go in a circle, but of course because of the way that you move in this, they become a problem. So we're halfway to the second town. So we've got our first extra heart. What are these? I think this is the one where you jump. Yeah, bounce berry. I don't think I'll want that. And slow seed. Okay. So this one you can slow down time, I think. Then of course that seems to take up 3 crystals. Doing better than the last time anyway, but that isn't saying much exactly. I think I've also kind of got pretty lucky with the generation of these environments as well. Just to be safe, I'm going to put a flag seed down here. I don't think I'm going to risk it for the one next to that bomb. Am I? Just out of range. Okay, so we've now got double the hearts that we started off with. Yeah, I think I'm going to switch to Thorn Vine. And then just plant those for the rest of the area. These things, I can never quite predict them, their movements. I don't know if they actually charge after me, because it only seems like they do half the time. So maybe they've got like a very short range of that they can view at. Oh, see. And also when you get hit you seem to drop all your thorns, so you can't just sort of like, you know, amass a huge amount of them, because then if you get hit once you'll waste them. So yeah, there's a lot of different things going on. It's a lot less complicated than it sounds when I'm trying to explain it, god damn it. Alright, so what's the aura at this one? So this thing on the left, you give up 2 powers, and then you get a 3rd one. But I've rarely thought that it was worth it. Bounce friend. Gain a friend who bounces around the screen dealing damage. Right, this is the first time I've ever had this as an aura. Also, one of the buildings in this village, actually I think they change up every time. One of them is a store. This might be the one where you can buy new abilities. Yeah, but see, of course, it uses crystals, and I don't have enough. Cannon spore. Oh, random one. And also boomerang. None of those are especially the best. This, I think, might be a trial of some kind. Yeah, and also I don't think well, I've got no... What? What hit me there? Oh, right. So evidently, does that guy who's around me also hurt me? Okay, that sounds like the kind of thing that would happen in this. So I definitely got to be careful of that too. Oh god. So in this, you don't so much as have allies as you have enemies that also hurt your other enemies. Kind of like Abyss Watchers, I guess. If we have to compare everything to Dark Souls. That's a really early place to have one of those. And we've got a spider. By the way, going into these things down here doesn't actually save you. I'd better probably pick up that aura again. Oh no, there we go. First pitfall. So if I get hit by anything now that I die. So yeah, it can be quite a stressful game and it expects a lot of you. And yeah, I don't think this game's going to be for everyone, but I kind of like it. The spiders have like a specific jump distance. It's not like they have like a maximum jump distance. It's like the exact distance they will jump. Okay, it's one of these. I will not bother. Basically, you've got to try and jump across all of these pads to reach an area at the end. And I don't know what it is. And you only get one attempt at it. And I'd rather not, because this game's platforming isn't the best. Okay, let's see if we can get this heart before I get killed. Oh, I've not got enough crystals. Oh, there we go, dead. So that's the second death. I think I'm just going to do the daily challenge now. Whenever there's like a roguelike-ish game. I know that a lot of pedants don't like people using the term roguelike for things like this. Because it only contains like some elements. But yeah, a daily challenge mode is always quite good for this kind of thing. Especially Spelunky was a good one. Rayman Legends might have been good if the game itself was good, but I really don't like the way those games feel. But I did probably play the challenge mode the most. So yeah, basically if you're unfamiliar with these kinds of modes, they're the same for everyone. Ollie Ollie's another one. The daily grind, I think they called it in that. So yeah, let's start off with the, what's it even called, Heartseed. Guess I probably should have known since it's an obvious name. So it doesn't actually need to be touching the stick to. Sorry, I'm thinking. To be able to move it. So when it is airborne, you can sort of like do some aftertouch left and right. Oh, come on. I'm trying to see if I can... Oh, no, it's just out of the range now. I was trying to see if I could get it to kill the slug, the jumping thing. I'm sure they probably have like a very specific, easy to understand logic to them, but you know, when you're sort of on edge and trying to just survive, it's kind of difficult to think properly. Okay, 2 out of 3 for the crystal. There we go. So yeah, this sort of like level generation here is going to be the same for everyone, and then you've got like leaderboards, and so you can compare against the world and your friends. Okay, so this thing flies straight for me, like as the crow flies, so to speak. Or in this case, I don't even know what it is. It's definitely not a crow, that's for sure. Right, so we're up to 2 hearts now. In a bit. Hearts. Might as well just brush up against this wall here. Do be careful though, because as you can see on the right wall there's a pitfall there just against the wall, so you've got to be careful. So there's the flail, and then I think this is the laser root. This is a very difficult weapon to use, but I'm going to pick it up anyway. Just because out of these two, it's probably the one I prefer. Basically what happens is you plant a seed, and then it gives you a flail, and then the faster you roll, the wider the arc, the wider the sort of radius that you spin it at. So it's quite... it's kind of a risk-reward thing. Because you know, the more danger you put yourself in to actually flail it, to flail the flail. No. Right, I'm dead, I think. There we go, because I didn't put a flag seed down. So anyway, this is Tumbleseed. Yeah, again, not for everyone, but I find... early on I thought it was definitely too hard. Now I'm starting to come round on it. Yeah, I like it. So whereabouts am I in this? It is the 4th, isn't it? Yeah. Star Wars Day, just me. Where am I? 41 in the world, but then how many people are actually playing this game at the moment? I don't know. Anyway, never mind. So that's that, and I don't know if I'll do more on this, but I'll definitely keep playing it. So yeah, bye, and have a happy life.